It is a beautiful November day.
Right?
It's 75 degrees.
Is it 75?
75 degrees.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a swing from what it was last week.
Right? Well, speaking of amazing, this is really cool. You've come a long way.
It's coming together.
So where are you at with it? You've got all the braces up. Is that what they're called, braces?
I don't know what you want to call them.
These thingies?
Probably not. Oh,
The metal things.
Sure. Yep. Most of them. Well, no, I don't have them all up, but we're making progress.
That's great.
I started thinking I may not get it all covered before the rain hits this week, so I thought, why don't I focus on a section and get it covered for sure. Then we'll have some dry wood.
That's a really good idea. Well, and I've been pretty pleased how long that stuff has lasted.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. It's
'Cause
early in
that
the
stuff-
season and it's not that cold, so.
Right, but that stuff was garbage.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad we're burning it first, because it's.
Yeah, because it was just really, really kind of rotted and not very good wood. So it's lasted longer than I expected it to.
Yeah.
I just told Sam it was leaf blowing season, and he audibly groaned.
Yeah. It kind of happened almost overnight, where we had a few leaves and now all of a sudden we got a whole bunch. So, had several raining down on me while I've been out here.
It's beautiful. So what's your plan? We're focusing on getting the roof on, and then we'll build more of these, but maybe next year. You think?
Yeah, I might try and build throughout the winter.
Oh, okay.
It'll either be that or I'll keep splitting throughout the winter just to try and keep ahead of the game.
Uh-huh.
And then build more of these in the springtime.
That would be nice to know exactly how many we need.
How many structures?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but I guess you can't ever have too many. Like, I'm thinking to go through a season.
Right. Well, and we don't have to build a structure to dry wood. I mean, I could stack them in a pile and put a tarp over them.
This is just prettier.
But I like to have some structure for the immediate, this is what we're going to use. The other stuff's sitting out there. We'll stack it when we need to. And we're still kind of in the figure out phase of, okay, this is how much wood we're going to cycle through on an average year. And so, you know, we got time to figure this out.
Absolutely. And it's pretty. I like looking out at it. It makes me
Do ya?
happy. I do. It makes me happy.
I don't know. I want to build another, at least, so I've got, if you call this 3 sections,
Uh-huh.
I want to build another, at least one section somewhere near the furnace so that I can have a pile that's covered right next to it.
Yeah. That would be nice.
And then, you know, I'll clean all this up and make a nice pathway that we can wheelbarrow to and from is the general idea.
Absolutely.
So, but this overall area is going to be the wood processing area. I've got a road cut through to the front drive, so we don't have to go through the yard to pull a trailer in or whatever and unload or dump. And does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love that we're getting organized and making it work.
And you know, as you can watch all the videos you want on how people have figured out how they do this. You can get ideas from that. And you say, oh, I really like the look of that, or I like the way they did that, or whatever. But until you get out and you're actually like set up and chopping and splitting wood, and you know what it's like to split wood, and you know what it's like to bring in wood, and you know what it's like to haul wood to a freaking furnace. None of it matters until you've experienced some of that and you can get a feel of what you prefer, where things to be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you can get all these puzzle pieces of ideas, but until you actually do it, you're not gonna know where to put the puzzles.
Yes.
I think that's what I've taken away from this whole 2-year, year and a half experience.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We gotta find what works for us on our homestead.
Right, and with the type of wood that we deal with, and the environment we're in, and the climate we're in, there's so many variances, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I swear, whoever designed this log splitter
Yeah.
never split a log in their life with
Really?
a log splitter. There are just things about it that are annoying and misplaced and not efficient.
Uh-huh.
Little things that make me think, okay, let's slap an engine and a hydraulic tank and a hydraulic cylinder on a beam and we'll call it a log splitter.
Yeah, because I know you've complained like the engine heat hits you while you're splitting the logs.
Yeah,
The exhaust.
I could make a whole video on it.
Maybe you should.
Not that it's not quality built, because it is.
Yep.
I mean, they obviously had some engineering skills to know what kind of bolts to use and what thickness of metal to use where, but beyond that, like your dad built his own log splitter.
Oh, did he?
I would use that any day over this thing.
I remember being around that log splitter, but I didn't know he built it.
Yeah, he built it.
That's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. Really
He's a cool guy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I talked to our friend Chelsea over at Vision Acres,
Okay.
and she will be delivering us a tom turkey tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're such nice people.
They are great. I offered to go pick him up. She goes, I'll just bring him over. So
Good people.
they're wonderful. So we're really excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
The plan is that we're gonna bring a tom over, and so we'll have a good breeding pair, the two girls, and
Two
then
hens.
the two hens, and then have a tom. So next spring we will have chicks.
And I think we're gonna start chickens again too, right?
I think so. I was thinking maybe spring. Let's plan on building a chicken coop through the winter and hit the ground running in the spring, so we don't have to deal with frozen waters for one more animal and all that. So that's what I'm thinking. But if you want to do it sooner, we can.
No, I mean we've got enough on our plates right now to not need to add that right away.
We also found a buck to breed with our doe. So they're about 45 minutes away. Wonderful lady. I'm hoping to head over there soon and get the smell of him on a rag and bring it over and get that in the barn to kind of stimulate her coming into heat. So I'm hoping to catch a heat cycle. She's just a quiet, normally when they're in heat, the world knows, but she's very quiet. So opposed to her sister.
Yeah.
So we'll do a driveway breeding.
Her sister wasn't noisy until, as noisy in the beginning.
Yeah, she was.
Was she?
Uh-huh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to get our goat herd growing and
I really
see
am
where that
too.
takes us. I've enjoyed them more than I thought I would.
I'm glad to hear that.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited because we'll be having a 4th generation mini Nubian, which is really good. I don't know what purebred would be if it's, I think it's 6th generation is considered a purebred mini Nubian, and so a 4th generation.
5 generations.
It might be. I need to look
I think
it
it's
up.
only 1 through 5.
Okay, so 4th generation is very good.
And that's what this will be?
The pairing will be. So both of ours are F3s.
And they'll be F4s,
and
their
so
offspring.
the offspring will be an F4.
Fantastic.
So it's just,
Exciting.
it's good. We want to breed for better animals, and that's what we're going to do. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Checking the strawberries, I think I just found some sweet potatoes. that I had forgotten about. Well, that I didn't know was here.
Sophie, go on.
She thinks she's being so helpful. Let's check it out. Let's see. And I don't know if they'll still be good. And they might just be small. There's a couple. I found another section. Oh, right there. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's a good size. Sophie, it's mine, not yours. Go. And then there's a couple more. Oh, I just broke it off. Oh my goodness. It's like hidden treasures. I really shouldn't be kneeling on my knee like this. My knees do okay, but they are replaced. They are new knees, and they don't do well with direct pressure. So I should not be putting direct pressure. Oh, that's so exciting. Not bad for a November harvest, huh? So I got one nice one, and then these little ones, which I will totally eat. So pretty exciting. I wonder how many more I've forgotten in the ground, or not forgotten, but I guess forgotten, or just / didn't know was there. And I got a couple strawberries. Some of them looks like they were frozen because we have been having some hard freeze. So I'll just send those to the turkeys. They'll appreciate the treat. And there's several more in there that are kind of white and red. So I don't know. This garden was awesome. And I'm really excited for the opportunity to have done it. There are certain things I will do different next year. The sweet potatoes grew very differently than I expected them to. So we'll make changes there. And the strawberries, I don't like that I've secluded them to a corner. It's really hard to harvest them. So I know Jonah is planning on taking this whole wall and pushing it back to the tree line. So we'll be having double the amount of garden. Our cantaloupe was absolutely amazing. Our zucchinis that I didn't want to plant, that's a long story that you may or may not have heard, they did amazing. My acorn squash did amazing. My tomatoes were terrible. But you know, all in all, we started, we tried, we got a little bit of food out of here, got an amazing start to some asparagus. We put in raspberries, put in an elderberry bush. I'm really excited about the progress we made this year.
Well, there's not much light left, but let me show you what I got done today. On the woodshed. The rickety woodshed. Dun 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 dun. I had to run this board across the middle because I hadn't got around to screwing the middles of them down yet, but the ends are down and it's looking good, coming together. These I saved from pallets, I don't know, a year ago, like 16 foot long. Pretty spectacular. Able to use those. Excited to see it nearing completion. Been a long time coming to get to this point where I can store wood to keep it dry without using tarps. Keep it off the ground. Can't wait to get it finished. Got cold today, so I'm headed in. Got cold enough to have a little bit of a snow flurry.